Thanks for tuning in this week to listen to us debate and discuss horrible and graphic nudity. Thanks, Obama.
Bacon cream pies in your mom's eyes. Bacon cream pies all the time.
Wasting my shoe.
I hate tomatoes, but I love ketchup.
Can't find it. I'm looking
That's
everywhere.
just a thing, and it's not even true.
Please, I have to drive home.
I think about you, and I have to say
Had an edible
it was
earlier.
hard to leave you
I think I'm
alone.
gonna shit my pants.
Please, God, help me leave you alone. We're looking at the death metal mix on Spotify, boys.
Oh, God bless.
All right, so number one on the Spotify playlist for death metal is Fallujah.
I mean, yeah, I'll give them credit. They're atmospheric death metal. You know, they have a little bit of that going on.
Okay, and then you got Metallica.
No.
Battery by Metallica.
No.
Okay. Gojira,
Not really.
Opeth,
No.
and then you got Death in the number 5 slot.
Yeah. I mean, you would hope that they would have been on the list somewhere.
Right. Meshuggah,
No.
Death Heaven, Motorhead. I'm just kidding.
No.
It's not. There's not Motorhead. Bolt Thrower.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but Carcass. You've heard
Carcass is, they're like kind of grindy.
I've heard Carcass. I can't remember.
They're like the shitty fucking music video where the body's like getting dissected by invisible hands.
Cattle Decapitation.
I'll give them that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's modern death metal.
And then there's 2 others. There's Entombed and Deicide.
Okay. Yeah, Entombed and Deicide should be way higher on the list.
Oh, okay.
And there should be like Morbid Angel.
Yeah, so I guess that just shows that I don't know what fucking death metal
There's
is.
not even fucking, they don't even have Cannibal Corpse, dude. That's what's really crazy. They're massive.
I feel like they gear it up to what you listen to. Like, so that, like, Death Heaven is higher up on the list
Death
for me
Heaven-
because I
Death
listen to
Heaven
them.
has absolutely zero aspects of anything death metal in it at all.
No, yeah.
Opeth, like you can say, I guess, they're really proggy, you know, death metal. And like, I don't know, man. I think it's crazy. Let me see what my Spotify says. Loading. Loading. Better yet, I'll look at a different playlist here. Let's see what they give me for sludge metal. Oh, this one's actually fucking really, really solid. We have number 1 is Crowbar, Lasting Dose. We have Neurosis, Baroness, Mastodon, Down.
Okay. So this confirms it, though, because my number 1 on that same sludge metal mix, right?
Yeah.
My number 1 is Isis,
Okay.
then Black Sabbath, then Death Heaven again.
Death Heaven is the furthest thing from sludge metal that could possibly exist.
Then I got Baroness, and then Primus,
Not sludge.
right? So
So, like, I have some stuff on here that's kind of questionable. You know, like, the Baroness songs that they specifically chose are, like, Yellow Album Baroness, which is very much not sludgy at all. It's fucking Take My Bones Away, which is an amazing song, but, you know, it's not, like, it doesn't compete with, like, I got some Kyle S on here, and I feel like that's not even sludge. I feel like that's just more like Stoner Doom. I don't know. Interesting. Russian Circles. God.
I got Acid Bath on there.
Yeah, I got I Hate God, Mastodon, like Shrine Builder. You know, I got some really good ones.
Dude, there's sludge metal with that. You know that frog, those frog creatures that Nate always posts of, like, the super sad videos with the frog in it?
No.
No, you don't. Okay, well, it's like a meme guy, but
Oh, it's Pepe.
oh yeah.
That's a different playlist than I clicked on.
No, yeah, I clicked on this one with the
Spotify.
sludge metal mix.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look up what do you want to look up now on here? Let's see. Let's pick a very concise genre.
Okay, let's look at alternative. Their alternative mix.
Alternative mix. God, you couldn't have picked a more broad genre, huh?
I mean, I could have said
Alternative.
indie, which is just anybody who's independent.
I know. But like, okay, so they have a bunch of them. They have, okay, we're just going to click on the Spotify alternative mix. It's the red one. Okay, let's see what we get here.
Oh, wait. This is alternative rock, right?
No. I clicked on it. It just says alternative.
Shit. Okay, I got Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I got Zero is my first song.
I got 1979.
Okay.
I got Soundgarden for number 2.
I got Nirvana.
I got Cake, Primus, Incubus.
Primus, Alice in Chains, Melvin's Revolve, which should have been in the sludge metal list, I feel.
I got some really good songs in here, dude.
Same, man. I got like Deftones, Point Number 1 by Chevelle.
I've got Deaf Heaven in here again.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I have Deaf Heaven everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I think you've been a little obsessed.
I'm really into them right now, but
Some, I mean, I'll give it. This is a pretty alternative, but some of the stuff on here is just like they just picked every grunge band, like Alice in Chains, Nirvana.
yeah. So I don't have any of those. I mean, I do not like Alice in Chains.
You're a scumbag. I don't think you've listened to enough of their fucking catalog.
No, I haven't. But I mean, Here Comes the Rooster.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, the fucking overplayed radio songs are dog shit. But like Sludge Factory by Alice in Chains is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm sure they have good stuff.
Yeah, it's all good. Everything that they didn't put on the radio, and then some of the radio stuff. But they have God Hates a Coward by Tomahawk on here. Fucking.
Ooh, Ball of Troy.
It's like weird artsy stuff. I love Tomahawk. It's got the guy from Mike Patton from fucking.
Dude, FCP remix, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Did you feel like that should be considered alternative, or do you think like it should be in like old school mathcore?
Oh, it's definitely a math rock, or yeah.
Oh, it's very punky, man. I would definitely give it the core label.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it does at the end. Oh yeah, it's hard. Like it gets chunky at the end for sure.
Yeah, such a good song. Fucking okay, so question for you really quick. We're gonna start on this. How would you say the ranking would be between like skill and creativity in a musician? Like if specifically for you to work with them, like would you rather work with skilled musicians or creative musicians?
Oh, me specifically.
Yeah. I meant, what would you rather work with?
Okay, well, we touched on this a little bit on the last one.
Yeah, let's expand on it.
Okay, so mine is 100% creativity. You need a little bit of skill, so you want to do like a point system. Like you need however many points towards creativity and how many more points towards skill.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter how creative you are if you can't fucking play in time,
Yeah. So yeah, at that point, I want to say you probably need like a 4 out of 10 baseline for me to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you can play rhythms, you at least know basic rhythms. You can play an offbeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can play in 3/4.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah. I didn't realize that's how low of a bar we were setting here.
It's pretty low. But if you can do that, and then you can also play in time, that is the baseline skill, I think, for me. And then creativity, you want to do baseline or like, yeah, okay. So baseline creativity is pretty high for me. Like if you are a dead human being, I do not want to work with you.
No NPCs.
Yeah, get out of here. I'll say on the scale of 1 to 10, you probably need to be a 6 baseline for me.
Yeah.
If you're like
now, can you like try to qualify that a little bit? Like, what are some aspects of creativity that you look for? More than just saying like, "Hey, let's get out of the pocket." No root notes on bass and. Well,
really, okay. So, an indicator could be like, you're playing the music, something lights up, and you have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's baseline right there.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People you will play with will literally just not contribute at all.
Yeah, everybody knows the bassist, that's just playing literally the root notes of the chords the guitarist is playing. And I mean, so something that I look for, specifically when it comes to songwriting, as far as creativity, is I love when people are comfortable enough to get away from their instrument. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like whenever me and you were fucking around and it's, hey, let's bring out the handpan. Mm-hmm. Let's fuck with the banjo, I want stuff like that. I don't want to play with a guitarist who can't come up with anything unless there's a guitar in their hand.
Yeah, that's true. I'll say because like Jer Bear, he is not like he can't play anything, right? But we were able to make music, and it's because his creativity is high. And he made a lot of the ideas.
Yeah.
You know? He made the lyrics. And there's one, he made half the lyrics on the first song. Mm-hmm. But there's one part where, like, we barely got stuck on lyrics, actually.
Yeah.
Which is rare for me, because I'm not a lyricist. But we were sitting there and we were playing the song through, and there was a quarter on the floor and there was a penny on the floor. And that's literally in the lyrics. Nice. It says there's a quarter on the floor and a penny next to it. And he was able to link that to, like, to the relationship, you know, somehow. Yeah. Like, it was weird.
So he kind of hit like a Tyler type vibe there. You know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he did. It was awesome, though. Like, and then I told him the other day, I was talking to him the other day, in the lyrics it says, like, we're fighting Russia and somebody and probably China too. And I was like, oh. Nice. Whoa, you called it.
Holy shit, he's a prophet.
Yeah, dude.
Do you think the blood of Abraham runs in his veins?
Straight up, Biggie called it in 95. And Juicy, I think, is the song.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one where he's like, you look so good, I'll suck your daddy's dick?
No, he says, bro, the Twin Towers are about to get blown up.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. It's Kermit the Frog's fault, you know?
He says, I don't know exactly what he says, but he says something about, like, blow up like the World Trade. That's what he says.
Well, I mean, I think that might have been in a reference. There was an earlier bombing in the early 90s.
In 95, there was one here in Oklahoma, but it wasn't the World Trade Center.
There was an earlier World Trade Center bombing whenever Clinton was in office.
Oh.
And because, you know, there was 14 buildings for the World Trade Center. It wasn't just the Twin Towers.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
But could be. I don't know. Maybe that's why they killed him. He knew something, dude.
I doubt it, because I told that to somebody before, and they were like, "No, it's debunked. It's debunked."
Yeah,
but yeah,
fucking idiot. You think aliens put the pyramids here?
Hey, man, I just have thoughts, and that I don't really fact check anything I say.
Oh yeah, dude, that's my favorite kind of people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Kind of sticking with that same vein of creativity, like, how do you feel about the role of a vocalist in a band? Now, we're talking specifically about a vocalist who isn't a musically contributing member, like, so no, like, people who play guitar and sing at the same time, no drummers that sing. I mean, like, a dedicated vocalist. What do you think is most important, and what do you really look for whenever you're in the songwriting process with a vocalist? Like, what do you feel like their role is? Do they just come up with the lyrics solely, or what?
Oh, no. Okay, yeah. The rhythms, it's a big deal. I like to see in a vocalist the rhythms go over the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't just, it's not like in rap, you'll have someone use the same phrase over and over.
Yeah.
And it will be that way over the same beat, obviously.
Yeah.
Depends on the band, I guess. Because in rap, you do that and then you switch it up to a polyrhythm or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's really cool. But if you do that in, like, a rock song and you just, like, I don't think it fits very well.
I mean, so I love what we're talking about with the rap thing. I you know, like early 90s, like Run DMC type deal, and they really utilize vocals as an instrument. You know what I mean? The main melody of what you're hearing isn't coming from the instrumentation. A lot of times they'll just sample a really simple bass line. You know, maybe it's an old funk song or something. And then you'll hear them build these really intricate, surprisingly, like, chord structures with the vocals, especially when it's a group and they have multiple vocalists and they all have to fit their different vocal ranges in there. It's really neat.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that in metal too. I mean, I think this is going to sound very, really, really out there, but I really feel like you see a lot of that kind of hip hop influence in shit like Meshuggah and Car Bomb, you know, where that the vocals are really separate from what the instrumentation's doing.
That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah. I want it to be separated.
Yeah.
And like, so Car Bomb, right? Car Bomb is hard to follow. If you were just listening to just the instruments,
oh yeah,
it'd be so hard to follow. But if you put the lyrics in there, it kind of brings the whole thing together. and you're able to, bob your head a little bit and fucking follow the song. So that's a huge thing about the vocalist.
I love a vocalist that can build harmonic textures in a song. So let's look at the grunge guys. I mean, because you can't really talk about vocalists, I don't think, without talking about like Chris Cornell and Eddie Vedder, who are both fucking just
Eddie Vedder. I know. When I was talking about the rock song, I was like, oh, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, because you'll look at he will change the key of the song using only his vocals. They'll play the same chords, right? But they'll play a chord sequence where that it's very open-ended about what kind of key it's in. For example, like maybe they'll just play, like basic, like C and G and whatever. And you can't really tell, like, oh, is this a melodic minor key? Is it a major key? It can be really anything. And he will use his vocals to determine that. He'll hit certain notes with it. And I love, I was watching a breakdown of Jeremy the other day, and they were talking about how he utilizes his voices dipping and rising.
Dude. He's phenomenal.
He provides momentum to the song that isn't there if you listen to just the instrumentation. With just the instrumentation, it'll be flat. And I mean, you really see that in every genre. It's not a specific thing for them. That's just an easy one to pluck out of the thin air. And
so that's another thing, I guess, the energy of the song. They really need to contribute to that.
Yeah, for sure.
The vocalists do. And then another thing I look at, like, is kind of if I'm trying to pick up a vocalist, I'll look at their stage presence, or I'll try to gauge their stage presence before they're on stage.
Okay, so you want
what's
a personality.
What's their personality? Yeah.
So you want a front man with your vocals.
Well, if you're just a vocalist, I want that. If you're Geddy Lee, you can come on.
Yeah, but he's also got a stage presence like nobody else. The guy's got fucking rotisserie chickens behind him on stage.
I'll tell you what, though, like, you get points in my book if you play bass and you're singing. Like, you're the front man and you play bass.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan of that.
Yeah, I think it's different for me because of my deep interest in bass and my background, with it. Because I'll look at a lot of, like, I hate to shit on him because Phil Lynott is a phenomenal frontman for Thin Lizzy, They literally wouldn't be who they are without him. His voice is so fucking unique. You hear a Thin Lizzy song, it's a Thin Lizzy song. But his bass lines are shit. Half the time you'll watch him when he's doing live, and you see this a lot with whenever there's bassists as vocalists, where they'll just kind of stay in pocket the whole time they're doing anything. And it's hard for me to shit on anybody for that because I'm a fucking terrible vocalist and guitarist at the same time.
You'll see that with drummers too, though. Like even at the Mastodon show, he's doing crazy cool beats, and then when he's singing, he sticks into a pocket, and it happens the majority of the time. Some people will do some crazy shit while they're singing. But Modern Baseball, I used to listen to them a lot, and they have one part where the drummer sings, and it's a super simple beat. It changes the whole dynamic, though, when you hear that guy's voice and he changes the beat to the hi-hat, and it's like the song is just made right there for me. But it's super simple beat. You could do it with like one hand, probably. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Def Leppard drummer. I'm just kidding.
No, so do you think it's primarily a guitarist vocalist thing then, where that they have that need to do something intricate while singing at the same time? Because, like, you look at like Beyond Creation. I know you're not really into the tech death thing, but I mean, it's tech death, so you already kind of know what to expect. There's a lot of tapping, a lot of very fucking fast playing, intricate chord changes, and the whole time he's fucking singing.
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
wild.
Time. It's crazy. I remember
a lot of practice, probably.
Dude, yeah, that's like where I still have to look at my hand when I play half the time.
Yeah, for me, like, you know what? I've gotten more intricate over the songs like that I've written, more intricate in the guitar while I'm singing. But all of my past songs are just a basic 4-chord change on the one.
Yeah,
every 4 beats. And that's what I'm singing.
See, I think the thing that fucks me the most is that I always write my music before I even come up with lyrics or a vocal melody or anything.
Yeah.
And then, like we have like Blacklight Guides, and that's not a particularly intricate song. And then you have Light Dies on the Horizon, the next one.
crazy.
Yeah, it's going from 6 to 7 to 8, and it's constantly changing. That that song almost never repeats itself throughout the whole time. It all sounds the same, but I'm always like shaving a 16th here and whatnot, and that fucks me really bad when I'm trying to do the vocal progression.
I've heard multiple songs with that though. Like I didn't realize it until we were recording it, and then I would listen to some songs, and they do that, and it sounds great, and I can't remember the songs, but it's a great thing to do. Is shred that 16th off.
Oh, I love it, man.
It sounds great.
Love it so much. But I'm a really, really, really big, fan of like prog and post metal, where that you have a lot of those really wonky time signatures. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think the place I really got it from the most was I was obsessed with Tool for so long, and they'll do that a lot. Like Lateralis has the same fucking riff pretty much the whole song, and they just change what time they're playing it in, and it's weird how different the same exact fucking riff, like the same notes, will feel if you add a pause here, or you take a couple of seconds out. You take a pause out.
Yeah.
And it changes the feel so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me throw one at you.
Yeah, man. I'm here. My fucking mouth's agape.
Okay. My mouth is agape. Like the word agape. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so the question is, okay, please don't look at that on the thing.
That's going to be phenomenal.
Okay, the question is, what are the best soundtracks for video games or movies?
Okay. Best video game soundtrack. I feel like I have to give that to Brutal Legend, but I'm gonna say,
is that the thing that you showed me with Jack Black?
The Jack Black one, because it is actually phenomenal. But the video, this is gonna sound really crazy, man, that a video game soundtrack is what got me so into music. But Test Drive Wide Open, or Test Drive Off Road Wide Open, has Unloco, Fear Factory. The first time I ever heard Fear Factory is Acres of Skin. They have an instrumental on there. And for me, it was actually like somebody pulled a veil back and just unveiled a whole world,
It's like the greatest feeling right there.
Yeah, and the thing that really sucked me into the soundtrack is that it has Fuel by Metallica as the main song, and it's not one of their best songs or anything like that, but I love it. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. It was part of the soundtrack for the Hot Wheels racing game on the computer way back in the day. And so we had LimeWire back then, and I would just... It had one of those little sticks that you plug in, and you can put headphones on the stick and listen to the songs. And I downloaded the whole thing, and it has a lot of stuff that, even stuff that I didn't really realize had such a big impact on me until later when I looked back at it. There's a 303 Infinity has a song called Fear Factor on it. And when I was young, I was really confused because it had Fear Factory and then that song Fear Factor. I thought they were the same thing. And I was like, this is weird. Because it's fucking... not metal at all, by even the closest measure. It's straight, like, I want to call it trance or jungle. It's
the
EDM.
Fear Factor song?
Yeah, it's EDM.
Is that the band name or the song name?
It's 303 Infinity.
Oh, okay.
And it's really weird, man. And it's cool because now, now I'm recording and I'm always sampling weird stuff, and I'm always playing with my MIDI tracks and programming and all this stuff, so I fuck around with it. And it's cool because, like, I see reflections of that, that kind of EDM influence on stuff like Necrogoblicon or 12-Foot Ninja.
They have awesome marketing, dude.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, with the goblin and everything. It's awesome.
So I would say the best one to listen to now, if I was to tell someone to go download it, I would say Brutal Legend, because Brutal Legend has, like, every genre of rock and metal you can fucking possibly imagine, and it's so good. It's the most diverse thing I've ever seen.
I think it's cool they have Mastodon on there.
Yeah, well, the way I found Mastodon was because another video game soundtrack. It was Tony Hawk. One of the Tony Hawk Undergrounds has fucking Iron Tusk on it, or it might be American Wasteland.
So that's the most common one I've heard is Tony Hawk Underground is the best soundtrack. Or like if I ask that question, I have never played that game, but the Tony Hawk games are definitely an honorable mention. Like 1 and 2, perfect soundtracks in there.
Yeah,
so. Another
one, too, that's really good is the Burnout games.
Burnout, perfect. Yeah, they just... and Midnight Club 3.
Yeah.
So good.
A lot of the racing games, dude.
Yeah.
Test Drive Eve of Destruction, man. It has like a bunch of fucking Hoobastank and Sum 41.
Right. Dude, yeah. So they've got Jimmy Eat World on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good. And it's off tracks. It's not like it's Pain by Jimmy Eat World. That's kind of a popular one, I think. But it's not fucking the middle. You know what I mean?
Dude, the first time I ever heard Pennywise was on a fucking Burnout soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know?
Fucking badass.
Now, for a movie, it's a little harder. I would say
there's some mentions that I've got.
So, like, if I focus on just movies that, like, I just want to listen to the stuff that was composed strictly for it, I'm just going to be lame, but, like, Back to the Future soundtrack is so good. I love it. Alan Silvestri did an amazing job with composition. They had Huey Lewis and the News came in, Power of Love and Back in Time.
Oh, yeah.
Two of the fucking best songs I've ever heard in my life.
You know, a really good one is Click. And they had the Cranberries come in. I mean, how, like, Adam Sandler has connections. Like, this dude is connected because he's got the actual Cranberries playing the wedding in the movie. Yeah. It's like, what the hell? Yeah. That is so awesome.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I love when you see stuff like that. Like in Ace Ventura, fucking Cannibal Corpse is on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And that was early 90s with Chris Barnes. You know, this was before they were super popular. I'd love...
Oh, dude. Oh, Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
They've got... Who's that? Stacks and Stacks of Rats and Blah or whatever. Mudhoney, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It was so awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's another one. I'm just going down the movies now.
Yeah.
But I've got Rockstar. It's with Rainn Wilson.
Never seen it.
And it's the Rockstar, I think. And it opens with, it's got Cinderella on stage.
Phenomenal.
And I'm like, holy shit, how did they get them? It was so cool.
Best show soundtrack is really easy for me, though. And that's the first season of True Detective. It's got fucking History of Mad Men by Melvins, which is so good. Fucking Primus is in it.
Oh, shit.
Fucking dude. Townes Van Zandt. I mean, it's really an all over the place kind of soundtrack, you know. It's got Steve Earle, fucking Meet Me. And again, it's not even, you know, big, it's deep tracks. Meet Me in the Alleyway by fucking Steve Earle. It's a weird song.
Yeah.
And Lungs by Townes Van Zandt is so good. It fits the atmosphere of the show so well, which, by the way, one of the best fucking things I've ever watched in my life. It's got Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in it. And, yeah.
So, yeah, a soundtrack that we didn't mention, but the School of Rock is perfect.
Oh, yeah, man.
The best soundtrack.
Yo, hey, I was watching the news earlier. Did you hear that Bonzo went to Bitburg and he got himself a cup of tea?
Yeah, dude. Bonzo go to Bitburg. So good, dude.
Pick up the bases.
Pick up the bases. It's so good, though. It's the best song.
I would fucking sell my kidney to just have him come on and be like,
Biggin Bussy.
Yeah, no, dude, where are the Ramones right now, actually? Are they dead?
I don't know. I don't think that
they're old.
Most of them weren't the original member by the time they got to the 90s, right?
I have no idea. I never looked them up.
Or some fucking sweaty 50-year-old biker guy wearing a fucking stitched up Ramones jacket is going to come beat my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's just going to run up to me. He's going to be like, hey, man, what are you talking about? Fucking Dee Dee Ramone fucked my wife 20 years ago, bro. You don't understand. Being cucked by the Ramones was the highlight of my life.
You know what's cool? Joey Ramone, Joey.
Yeah, they had fucking... dude, look how many people were like... they had Elvis Ramone.
He's the drummer, right?
I don't fucking know.
Pretty sure Joey Ramone, he's the founder. He was on the fucking drum kit. You come to me on the day of my daughter's fucking wedding?
By 2014, all of the original members had died.
God damn.
Joey Ramone was the lead singer. He died in 2001.
Oh, well, I guess I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No. Their drummer was Tommy Ramone. He died in 2014. He was the last one to die.
Hey, well, they had a good run.
Yeah, they fucking put out some...
I mean, they put out the stuff in the 90s, right? When they died, you said 2014?
He died in 2014. All the other ones died in the early 2000s.
So, shit, yeah, they put the ones out in the 90s.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing, too, is I literally just now have started looking into them because forever I just thought that they put out stuff that sounded like fucking Gotta Be Sedated. And I was like,
so,
it's weak.
Right. like that shit was hard, I'm sure, back in like when did they put that out in the 70s?
I don't know.
But in the 90s, oh my God, they were putting out bangers.
Listen to me. After I found out that Black Sabbath's first album dropped in 1969, there are no excuses for bands to have been as limp-wristed as they were in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
There was a lot of blues stuff going on in those early punk.
Yeah, it's weird. But talking on this real quick about some unknown stuff, I want to mention one of my favorite releases ever is Fire of Unknown Origin by Blue Oyster Cult. And I know everybody knows the album because it's got I'm Burning For You on it, which is fucking, everybody knows that goddamn song. But I'm going to tell you right now, that is the weakest song on the whole album. It's got Veterans of Psychic War on there, which was in the Heavy Metal movie, and also one of the, I don't know, dude, the atmosphere built in it's phenomenal. I think it's just because I'm a fantasy nerd. The song's about the Eternal Warrior. It's a Michael Moorcock thing, and it's the story of Elric, and he has Blackblade, which is, obviously my songwriting is very influenced by that story. A sword that, corrupts the guy and has to consume other souls, so he's got to kill people, basically, or else he loses his own. So you have this unwanting killer, and the song is about, like, the emotional trouble of, being an eternal person who just literally you just survived to be a fucking murderer for this goddamn sword that you're bound to. And I don't know, man. I got into it and I dug deeper into it, like after my dad died or whatever, and I was fucking equally brain dead and fucking, well, I say equally, but I guess it's a little hard to know what it would feel like to be an eternal vampire. Anyways, it also has some of the just straight up grooviest shit ever, dude. Yeah. Soul Survivor's phenomenal.
Doing some slept on albums.
Yeah.
Dude, let me get a question. Lord of the Rings question here.
Okay. I'm gonna do my best.
What is the thing where he gets the sword, Aragorn gets the sword, right? Whatever the sword's called.
Yeah.
And he is now the king.
Yeah.
Right? And then he commands the dead army.
Yeah, I think he's not, it's not the sword that made him king. I think he was the king of the nations by blood. Like,
he's the king by blood.
Birthright.
Okay. But the sword has something to do with the dead army, right?
I don't know. This is one of those things I'm not.
Shit. I wish you did.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew more about Tolkien, man. But I'm, as much as I love Tolkien, I'm more of like a fucking magic and D&D nerd.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to slept on albums with Billy Bomb. Stop. Okay, slept on album number 1. What's number 1 on the list for you?
For me,
slept on. Nobody listens to it, but it's a banger.
Song of the Crippled Bull by fucking Black Crown Initiate.
Really?
Yes.
And nobody listens to it. Like, that's not their number 1 album?
No, it's an EP. It was like a demo EP that they put out. Okay, so you know what? I'll pick an actual album.
You got one or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember its fucking name, dude.
Okay, well, I'll go first. There is Let It Enfold You it's one of their number 1 albums, okay, but the songs, they only listen to like 3 of the songs on there. Every song on that fucking album is a banger.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen to them back to back, and that's rare to find an album like that. Like, obviously, bands have filler songs, right?
Yeah.
These guys are fucking putting bangers out, and it's Census Fail. It's kind of like a unpopular opinion, I think.
Yeah.
About Census Fail that I have, but I love them, and that album is a fucking banger. And then their next album, so that's 2006. The album that came out right after that.
Yeah, is that the one where he was like, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay?
Yeah. No, he wasn't gay until like I was 15.
Oh, okay.
He came out when I was 15. You can tell in the songs, by the way. If you listen back to these 2006 album and his 2008 album, you can tell that he's hiding that shit in the closet based on the lyrics. And so, I mean, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's actually cool to dive into that, but you know, I'm not obviously not outing the guy. I don't mean to be outing the guy, but he's come out already. So
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, don't put it on me. But it phenomenal albums. The 2008 album, I can't really think about it, but every song on there is a fucking banger too.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay. Pagan Terrorism Tactics by Acid Bath. Criminally slept on. Anybody who fucking likes Crowbar, Mastodon, Baroness, even like Neurosis and Isis, you gotta listen to it. Because it's just, I don't know, man. You know, Acid Bath is one of those weird bands. You couldn't find any of their shit on streaming forever, right? And I've always loved the New Orleans sludge metal scene. You know, you got like I Hate God and fucking Down and Crowbar. Well, Acid Bath was part of that. And I always saw their name everywhere, but I never listened to them because I couldn't find them anywhere. It wasn't on YouTube, wasn't on fucking Spotify. And Nate found some of their stuff on YouTube one day. Somebody had uploaded it saying it was Melvin's songs, but it still had the artwork. And he sent it to me, and I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, even, I'm not even going to say it's strictly sludge metal. Like, it is. It really is. But they go all over the place. There's a lot of very psychedelic shit that they mess with. Some, like, country elements. You know, there's good old boys from fucking Louisiana.
I eat crawdads and fuck my cousin.
Crawdaddy.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they're very all over the place, dude. But I don't understand why they weren't on the radio. Because I listened to, like, Scream of the Butterfly or Grave Flower, and I'm like, dude, this is on par with any Alice in Chains song they've ever put on the radio. I mean, like, some of the stuff they talk about is very outlandish and kind of gruesome. It's metal, you know, but they don't have screaming vocals. They hate his screams, but it's not like, you know, there's no gutturals, there's nothing like that, nothing that really scares people away from metal. And you can't say that the subject matter of the song is what kept it from being popular because, I mean, Jesus Christ, look at half of the big songs that have ever existed. You look at the lyrics and you learn about the song and you're like, holy shit, this song's about Eric Clapton yeeting his son off the roof of a building.
Yeah, or anything that fucking Nirvana put out. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, or, you know, Alice in Chains, half of his songs are just like, hey, I'm going to kill myself on a heroin-fueled rampage.
Right.
And it's so criminal because Audrey Pietre, I don't know if I'm fucking saying that right because I don't speak Creole, but he's their bassist and he died in it was like 97, 96, like right around the time I was born. Hey. And it sucks because I feel like, I know he definitely didn't get the recognition for his really neat and, like, dude, he used a chorus pedal on his bass like 90% of the time. It's such a unique bass tone. And his approach to a lot of their songs, like the core of the fucking song is this dope little bass line he's doing, and they got these heavy fucking sludge metal guitar riffs over it. And it sucks that they're just not more well known. I mean, they obviously are now, you know, like Spotify has them finally. Mm-hmm. People are releasing these little mini documentaries on YouTube all the time, getting people up to speed on them. And, you know, the real music people knew about them. You know, whenever fucking, what's the name of the drummer from Slipknot, Joey Jordison?
Yes.
When he died,
Jordison.
They put out a fucking guy wears jorts all the time. But the guy, you know, when he died, they did the memorial of him. And there's a scene of him like fucking with a cat or something laying on the floor, and fucking Acid Bath is playing in the background.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
You know, and like there's always been talk like all these massive bands that were influenced by him, but nobody in the mainstream knows about them.
Right. Yeah.
It's so weird.
That is weird. Firstly, they're like not a popular genre, so that's a ding.
You say that like fucking Mastodon and Baroness aren't getting nominated for Grammys all the time.
Right.
So it's definitely a big genre, dude.
Okay, yeah.
And then Slipknot. Think about how big fucking Slipknot is.
Are they like Slipknot?
Slipknot was influenced by them. I mean, dude, some of their stuff, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. They're really all over the place.
But they're like one of those bands with the shitty production and everything.
I don't feel like that. I listened to their album. I think it's got. If I could achieve that level of production myself, I would be very confident.
Oh,
I think that their albums sound amazing. I mean, they sound raw.
Yeah.
I think that's the genre. You know, like that's like.
I guess there's other bands that have shitty production. That's their thing. Like, what is like, man, it's the
Can't Get No Satisfaction
Cro-Mags.
by Rolling Stones. One of the worst fucking sounding production songs I've ever
the
heard.
Cro-Mags. Like that's if they had good production, they would not be a good band.
No, yeah. A lot of punk really relies on or even black metal. You know, like they rely so heavily on the bad production to get the fucking atmosphere that they need, and it fits. It sounds so good.
Yeah,
I think that the albums are perfect.
Yeah. Hey, well, I just haven't listened to them really. So, you got another question on there for me?
Yeah, I was going to talk about another underrated album.
Let's hear it.
Talk about it all
Let's hear it, dude. I don't really have any that I can think of at the top of my head.
Stormwatch by Jethro Tull. Phenomenally underrated. It's a band. Everybody's heard of Jethro Tull. Everybody makes fun of them because they're the band that beat Metallica for the first metal Grammy. It's a guy who plays a fucking flute, and he beat out the band that had just put out Master of Puppets and Justice for All. And he won as the best heavy metal performance. And everybody knows like Steel Monkey by them, which is not a very good representation of their sound at all. It's got this neat little weird synth thing where it's like it's got this really cool
Steel Monkey.
Yeah, no, that's not
funky monkey.
but and everybody knows like Aqualung, this everybody's favorite song about a British pedophile, or Bungle in the Jungle. Bungle in the Jungle's phenomenal. It's a great meme song. But Stormwatch is extremely good, dude. It's got Orion on it. It's got North Sea Oil. The Flying Dutchman, dude, is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. Like it really genuinely is an amazing album, dude.
Is that a real thing, or is that something that like just SpongeBob has?
The Flying Dutchman?
I'm the Flying Dutchman.
This came out like in 1979. I doubt it has anything at all to do with SpongeBob.
Weird. I wonder if SpongeBob was like, yo.
The Flying Dutchman definitely was like it's an old like from the I think like the 1800s.
Straight up. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a real thing, but I know it was like like the Bermuda Triangle type deal.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I watched a really cool video the other day about the Bermuda Triangle and got kind of sucked into that vortex of like shipwrecks and shit on YouTube.
Dude, have you ever seen the Sword in the Stone? Like an animated movie with like King Arthur and all that shit.
I know what you're talking about, and it's right up my alley, but no.
Yeah, it's actually a solid movie. I watched it a lot when I was a kid. But there's a part where the kid is hanging out with Merlin, which is sick. Like they're just like
fucking terrible idea.
They're just chilling, right? And Merlin, like, you know what? Let's get past that. That happens earlier in the movie, and then so they're friends, right? And then like I guess the kid does something to piss him off, and he like Merlin is like wearing some fucking like he's out of the robes and he's wearing some like bathing suit or something.
Yeah, and
he's just like pissed off, and he's like packed everything in his house into a suitcase, like everything he had, like his whole house into one suitcase, and he's like, I'm going to Bermuda, and he fucking launches off, and he's like a rocket.
Yeah,
and I'm like, where the fuck is he going? But Bermuda is like a real place, right?
Yeah, it's off the coast of Florida, between Florida and South Carolina.
I always thought, because I didn't know that, I always thought that he was going to the Triangle, because I'm like,
he would do that. It's part of the Bermuda Triangle. That's where it got its name from.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
So
it's literally the Bermuda Triangle. I think goes the Florida Keys, Bermuda, and like Charlotte, South Carolina.
I thought the Triangle was just in the middle of a big body of water, and there was nothing there.
Yeah, it's called the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
there's land in it.
It's not. I mean, yeah, there's islands in it. I don't think it's just Bermuda. I think there's other ones. I don't know the names of them because
here's another weird thing.
White person.
So I've heard that like electric eels. Or not electric. I don't know if they're electric eels.
Oh, God, are you about to give me the electro backstory?
Yes. Some sort of eel. It might be electric. I don't know. Yeah. But they only breed in the Bermuda Triangle.
I think that's moray eels.
Moray eel. But yeah,
electric
isn't that
eels
weird?
Are in the Amazon.
So like they won't breed. You could put them in a tank together.
I don't think
that's
weird. I don't think it's weird because trout and salmon do the same thing in Alaska. They always have to go up north. I mean, it's very normal for whales only go to one place to fuck. A lot of animals do that. That's I think very normal. Huh. I think the Bermuda Triangle is just like there's a million shipwrecks there and a bunch of coral and shit.
It's just hot from like pirate farts and shit.
Yeah, and they fucking love whiffing that beef stew, dude.
Hell yeah.
Man, could you imagine just like you're swimming and a fucking eel just goes right up your ass?
That would be terrible, dude. Oh, you know what's creepy? Those fucking eels out of what is that fucking movie? That fucking movie, dude, with holy shit. Is that movie with Andre the Giant? He says, "Anybody want a peanut?"
Is that the
Princess Bride?
Princess Bride, yeah.
Oh my god. Those eels are creepy as fuck.
I don't know anything about it. Never seen
it. Dude, so the lady gets tossed in the water or something off that fucking boat. She jumps in the water, try to swim away.
Yeah.
And that like creepy little Irish dude or whatever the fuck he is, he's like, "You can't swim in the water because there's, I don't know, you won't get far or whatever." And she jumps in the water and it's like, yeah! Like, dude, the fucking eels are making that noise. It's like, yeah! It's, oh my god, it's terrifying. Like my son, dude. They're terrifying, bro. Yeah, and they're just like, it's just like a snake, like a fucking giant snake. Yeah. Just. Yo. And then I think Andre the Giant punches one in the face. It was cool. He's got a hand like the size of my fucking whole body.
I know, that guy was. I bet he was hung like a fucking horse.
Dude, didn't he have a disease though?
I don't know.
He had like a big, ginormous disease.
It was big cock disease.
But he fights some guy in the movie. Yeah. It's awesome.
Everybody that has ever lived, he fights him.
He chucks a rock.
All right.
You need to watch it. You've seen it, right?
No.
Princess Bride?
No.
You need to watch it.
I know I need to watch it.
We're watching it together. It's great.
So, Andre the Giant versus Mike Tyson.
Andre the Giant is dead.
Okay, moving on from that.
Good God.
Okay, we were, you don't want to see him fight a corpse. I think that's crazy. But we were talking about Merlin earlier. Did you know that Etrigan the Demon is Merlin's half-brother in DC Comics?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's dope. And that made me want to ask you a big question. Do you think that the Justice League as a whole is just grossly overpowered? Like, they could take on the Avengers for sure, right?
Most definitely.
Because, like, well, they have the Flash.
You can't beat the Flash.
They have Superman.
And you can't beat Superman.
And they have Batman. And if Batman has
And they have, like, Supergirl, who's the same thing as Superman.
Well, yeah, they also have, like, Power Girl and Wonder Woman and Hawkman and all of the Green Lanterns.
I feel like you could beat him, though.
All of the Green Lanterns.
Well, he dies and he comes back, right?
Yeah, but it takes lifetimes. But anyways.
Oh, does it? Okay.
But what I'm saying is you're saying, like, oh, they have Hawkman. But the Avengers has, like, fucking Black Widow and Hawkeye. They're getting fucked in the ass, dude. There's nobody. Like, and then like what
about Iron? Hulk though? Like,
okay, so Hulk is gonna be a problem.
Can you just like suffocate him? Can he die?
I don't know. Hulk can't die.
You can't suffocate him and kill him.
No, he floated in fucking space.
Oh,
remember?
Okay. Yeah.
He can't die.
Okay, well he'll be a problem.
Yeah, he's a big problem.
But dude, Iron Man, he's dead.
Yeah, Cyborg can literally shut him off.
Yeah, he's done.
You know? And then, like, I mean, they have Scarlet Witch, they have Vision. Vision's a big deal. I'm not going to fucking discredit that at all. That man is made of completely adamantium, right? So, damn near indestructible, you would think, but we saw the guys in fucking Endgame beat his ass, dude. Mm-hmm. Fucking, yeah, you know?
I didn't watch the movie, but...
Okay, yeah, no, he gets fucking stabbed with a spear through the heart. And if that can happen, you're done.
He died?
The Hawkman's Nth Metal, done. Fucking... you know, I mean, Wanda's gonna be a problem. We're gonna admit that. But I don't think Doctor Strange would be, because depending on what iteration of the Justice League you're looking at, they have Constantine.
Is there stuff that the Hulk cannot break? Like, can you encage him?
They thought they were gonna keep him in that glass thing. Remember?
No, but like
in the movies,
they didn't, obviously.
Well, he didn't get put in it. Loki got put in it.
Oh, I got you.
And they thought that he wasn't going to be able to break that. I don't know. I feel like he can't break adamantium because I know he's fought Wolverine several times, but I don't think he's ever managed to fucking finish the job.
Yeah.
But I know that Hulk eventually ends up becoming Maestro, and Maestro is horrifying. And that's the thing, too. You know, it depends on what iteration you're looking at.
Yeah.
Because there was times when that Quasar was a member of the Avengers, and I feel like Quasar could fucking do some damage. Some pretty severe damage.
Quasar.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're looking at is that not only do they, they have all of the Green Lanterns, they got fucking, that's horrifying. Because, most of them are Green Lanterns at the same time. Like Hal Jordan and fucking, which is John Stewart, I think is his name. They're at the same time, they're the Green Lantern. They're different Green Lanterns. They're not weird. One person wearing the ring, yeah. So they have the multiple Green Lanterns there, right? already. That's a problem. You got Superman, that's a problem. And then at the end of the day, no matter how bad things get, Flash could always just be like, you know what, bitches, I'm going to reset the clock really quick.
Yeah, dude. The Flash could, yeah.
I think that they're too overpowered.
And another thing, and this is based on the CW show, but he could just lock you in a time. Like, he has a buddy who is like the Time Lord. Like, he is just time. Like, he is the time force.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
So how do you think that would interact then with like Doctor Strange with the Eye of Agamotto?
He can do anything. He snaps his fingers and you're done. You don't exist in time anymore.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just runs back in time, jacks off your dad really fast.
He doesn't have to run back in time. You're done.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that fucking crazy?
I think that's the problem. I think that the DC people are way overpowered.
Yeah.
I love the DC.
You know what's cool? Neat, but there was a guy, it was a bad guy in the show, and his name was the Turtle. And he was able to he almost had the Time Force down, right? He was like the initial version of the Time Force.
Yeah.
So he can't stop time completely, but he would like look at you and you would just stop moving. Like you didn't exist in time. Like almost like it was you would be so slow. Like he got the Flash down to turtle speed when the Flash was moving at like 1,500 miles an hour. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he would go in and like just stop everything in time and steal art. That's all he did. And then the Flash was like, "You can't do that."
Yeah. So what about the rogue galleries then? Do you think that like the DC bad guys? Okay, let's talk about the big one. Thanos versus Darkseid.
I don't know Darkseid really.
Okay, never mind.
And then Thanos, I know who he is because like the movies were so big, but I don't know anything.
Yeah, I mean he's a deviant. I don't know what they did with him in the fucking movies. They really fucked the Eternals thing. But all the comics I've read, he's a deviant, you know. And even without the gauntlet, he's horrifyingly strong, like almost Hulk levels, and extremely durable. You know, like you can fuck him up. But I mean, Drax rips his heart out. So in the Annihilation run, so it's like I don't even know, man. I don't think he's really got it all. And Darkseid is just, especially if he's got the anti-life or anything like that. I mean, it's just, that's the thing. You know, I was talking with a guy at work about it. It's like full-powered Thanos with the gauntlet and everything, right? Versus Darkseid, but Darkseid has the anti-life equation. And I think they're called Omega Beams that he shoots out of his eyes. They're like Superman's, but they lock onto you. They'll fucking follow you. And I just don't think Thanos has a chance. I think that everything about DC is overpowered. Like
a lot of stuff in DC is overpowered.
It's ridiculously overpowered, man.
But I like DC. I want to say that I like DC better than Marvel. But they have Spider-Man. Marvel does, and Spider-Man is phenomenal.
Yeah, I like Cosmic Marvel a lot. I'm a big I mostly read like Nova and shit. But I did get into X Factor recently, and I love the investigative, like the detective side of things, you know. And they're all mutants, so they all do cool shit. Multiple Man's phenomenal. You hit him, he just makes more of them. So like he's just like, yeah, keep hitting me, and I'll have an actual army here to literally gang rape you in this alleyway, dude. And so that's neat, you know. But then you look at DC, and I just started getting into DC pretty recently. When I was growing up, the only thing I had was some X-Men comics, and one of those the compilation, you know, of the comics. I don't know what they call them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had it had 100 issues of X-Men in it, but it was all black and white, which was a big bummer because it wasn't the most interesting thing to me as a kid, especially because X-Men, it gets really political and went way over my head. But yeah, I loved Spider-Man, loved reading Spider-Man and stuff. And I quit reading comics for a long time because we never got them. I never went to like comic book stores or anything. We would get all the comics either, like my uncle would buy those big books and he would give them to me, or sometimes whenever my mom would buy the newspaper would come with comics and I would get some. And, the Marvel movies obviously reignited me because the DC movies, like, they're neat, they're fun to watch, they're interesting, but they never really, I never gave a shit.
Dude, yeah, Marvel has most definitely has the best, content, digital content, at least.
Yeah, but it's crazy, though, because the DC animated is so good. I love it more than I love the Marvel live action.
Dude, the MCU is like, it's like a coup. Like, everybody in the world is watching it.
I know. And it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird because one of the things that I hate is I wish they would do more how comic books do, where you just have like side characters pop in. We don't need a fucking full movie backstory for everybody. I just want to see like random people pop in and he's all like, or just like, just Squirrel Girl pops in for one fight and then you never see her again.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something I love about comic books, because with the comic books it's neat because I'll read one and this is how I fell in love with Quasar. I was into Nova and the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I was reading the Annihilation run and Quasar's there. And Quasar's like, Wendell Vaughn's like super strong or whatever, and then he gets fucked on by Annihilus, and Annihilus just disintegrates him, and he's dead.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
Phyla-Vell takes on the Quasar mentor, and I love Phyla-Vell as a character. She's very neat, man. Oh, she's got this hot like tomboy thing going on.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
can't go wrong with that.
I wish they would do that in the movies. What's your favorite pantheon of gods?
What does that mean?
Pantheons are like groups of gods. Like, like in Smite, it says pantheons would be like Greek, Hindu.
Oh, yeah. It's Hindu, 100%.
Yeah.
Like Rama, best. He's Hindu. And then Ganesh, he's Hindu, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think
if it has Rama and Ganesh, then
so bits
GG's.
that I know about that is like Rama flew through the heaven and teardrops came down, I think, and that's like the Holy Scriptures. I can't remember what they're called now. Is it the Rig Veda?
I don't know.
Might be.
I actually have never read his lore.
Oh.
So straight from the game, like who's gonna win in the game is the Hindu.
Okay, that's fair.
Ganesh, I've read a bunch of his stuff, but
yeah,
it's
he's
like
Shiva's
none of it's
kid,
really
right? Like Shiva fucks an elephant.
No.
Oh, he's not like Zeus. Then he doesn't like just come down and rape random things.
No, it's Shiva and Parvati, and they fuck and they have a kid.
Oh,
but no, I don't think they fuck. I think that she just like she creates him out of something.
Yeah, I think it works like how the Gnostics do, where it's emanation.
She just creates him out of stardust and shit.
If I understand the Hindu religion correctly, and this is based solely on a comparative religion class that I took and Smite lore, so it's probably not very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that in most of them, and it might, because it's not actually just Hindu. You have like Shivism, Jainism, and stuff like that. And I think it's Jainism that's the most popular, and that they believe that all of the gods are actually emanations of just one singular god, or it might be. I think it's a group of three that exists, and there's constant death and rebirth in millennia, So yeah, that's neat as fuck.
Anyway, the story goes, she creates this kid, I guess, to guard the door. Because, like, Shiva goes out, he's hunting or something, right? And she creates this kid to guard the door.
God, could you imagine you just, like, leave the house, you come back, and there's a kid, and she's like, yeah, we're parents.
That's what happens. So he comes back, and there's this kid guarding the door. Kid doesn't know who he is. And he's like, let me in my fucking house. And he's like, nah, bitch. Like, he's like body blocking this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? And so he cuts his head off.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He just chops his own son's head off. He goes inside. He's like, who the fuck was this dumbass guarding my damn door? Won't let me in my own house.
She's like,
yeah, that's exactly. Dude, yes, that's what happens. And then they're like, so they go and lop off the first animal head they can find, happens to be an elephant, and they put that on him to keep him alive. That's how the lore is.
Okay.
So
I thought it was like an Egyptian thing.
No, it has nothing to do. It's completely random that he has a elephant head.
Oh yeah, dude. Is he the reason why they venerate elephants over there?
I have no idea. So I only know stories of things that happen. Like there's one time where he like is I forgot what happens, but he like breaks his tusk off of a complete accident. Like he's sloshed or something.
Got it in his hand.
Yeah, right. But in the story, he's sloshed or something is going on, and he trips and falls and breaks his tusk.
Peanut.
Right. He breaks his tusk, and he gets pissed the fuck off, and he chucks it and blows up the moon, dude. God. I'm getting this stuff out off of Wikipedia, by the way. So,
hell yeah.
Like,
and it's
I know it's not a trusted source, but
it's all because of Jimmy Carter and Mr. Planners.
Yeah, dude. I need to read deeper into his lore because I like him, but it's like that's kind of strange shit, and I kind of stopped reading after that.
Oh yeah, no, I love learning about non-Abrahamic religions. Like the Gnosticism thing has been so fun and neat for me, you know. And then it made me want to learn because they talk about reincarnation and emanations in it, and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like Hinduism. And then it made me want to do some comparisons, and I started looking into like the earliest religious shit, like the Indo-Iranian migration and Zoroastrianism and really cool shit. And but I think the Gnostics they kicked it out of the park with the dope ass concept of the multiple emanations, and they all represent different things. Like you have wisdom and you have word and you have logic, all these different elements. And
how does it come to that? So like, let's go back. What is the most original religion that we have?
So one of the things I saw, and I believe this was Religion for Breakfast, he posed the idea of the Sky Father, and that it was whenever humans were still, very primitive, and they were moving in like tribes and herds across the land, they would pray to the sky to give them good weather, so that way that it wasn't shitty, and that kind of started this whole like gods up there thing.
Gotcha.
And one of the earliest words for that was Deus, and you see that everywhere. Deity. I mean, it's everywhere. But more importantly,
word for God, right?
More importantly, you see it rooted in the words Jupiter and Zeus.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing all these really interesting comparisons between the concepts of like that same kind of god of the sky. You see it in the Bible with like Noah's flood.
Well, so are we saying that Greece is one of the original
no
believers in gods?
No, I'm saying that they all stem from the same primordial religion.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying is I think at its heart, almost all now this is Western religions. I'm going to clarify because I don't understand where South American and Native American religions came from. Like I know like shamanism, I kind of get how that works, and it's about your surroundings and your direct relations. I think there's some similarities between it and Japanese Shinto with the ancestor veneration and stuff like that too. But or like the spirits and kami,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand how people ended up in South America. Like I know the land bridge or whatever, but man, think about what a trek that is. Think about how long it would take you to fucking drive.
Oh yeah.
And then to think that people walked all the way down there and settled in a place that's as fucking dangerous as the Amazon rainforest, where you have all these deadly snakes and all these fucking panthers.
Check this out too. So you've got like the wagons moving west, right? We learned about that in school.
Yeah.
And it was so long and people were dying of pneumonia and all that. Mm-hmm. And that probably on a scale from across that land bridge was like 1%.
And this is before the wheel. Dude, we're talking about before the wheel.
Yeah, it was right.
So they didn't have like oxen carrying carts. These were fucking nomadic people. This was when it was the land bridge was there, dude. This was
multiple generations had to cross. You know what I mean?
Dude,
you get halfway there and your grandpa is like,
dude, it's like you fucking you get there and the people are speaking a different language. It's been that long.
Right. What the fuck?
God, it's so amazingly cool.
That would be kind of cool. Just like you dedicate your entire life to getting across that.
Yeah.
And you're just like, imagine you're just walking, you walk out. It's got to suck ass.
Yeah, and think about the different environments. You had to walk all the way through fucking Canada.
Peaceful,
which is freezing. No, I know that, but dude, how do you survive the freezing cold Arctic all the way down to the heat of Central America and then back at the tip of South America? It's fucking freezing cold again.
Yeah. Dude, fucking capitalism, dude.
Dude, I hate it.
It's ruining everyone's life.
Yeah, I think so many people are missing out on their best potential because of it. Like think about how many surgeons that could be the best. They can't get through because they are they were born poor.
Well, another thing is like,
we have a fucking caste system here.
Nobody's passionate about anything anymore.
You can't be.
Yeah, you can't be.
Dude, it's so fucking hard for me to like do anything at all. I'm only working 40 hours right now.
And another thing is like you have to monetize everything or else it's a waste of your time because then you can't live.
Yeah.
So like you can't do anything. Like music, you have to monetize it, and it's like, dude, that's a work of art.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why like Christianity rose as much as it did. It was really easy for them to push that to monetize religion and everything else, you know.
And they are, and I hate that so much.
Dude, we are missing out on the ability to enjoy stuff as intricate as philosophy, right? Because you have to think about how long it takes for you to grasp concepts like that. And, you know, think about like ancient Greece. People had the time to do shit like that because there was a patron system and stuff like that, right? It wasn't all just about making money. I mean, making money mattered, but it wasn't like it does now where the only thing that matters is making money.
Right.
Because back then, guess what? You could make a living, just go get some fucking cattle, go do anything, go herd. Even here, you know, it was like that during the Wild West days. You could just go live, dude.
Right, yeah. I mean, not that long ago, you could just, I mean, I don't know, like maybe from the base of America, like not even maybe, like the beginning of America, like it was, you had to work. You know what I mean? But it was more peaceful for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not shitting on hard work either. Like that's the important
well, I'm
thing.
saying like
it's working for somebody else.
They monetized everything.
Yeah. But the reason, the death of art, right?
Well, not really. Like they had, before factories, you had people who were artists, right? You had chair makers, right? And if you wanted to get a chair, you had to wait for that guy to make your chair. Yeah. But that chair was made from that dude's heart. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, and so that's cool. And I'm sure the dude who was making the chairs, although he monetized it, it had a lesser effect than it does now.
The thing,
you know what I mean?
The thing that crushes everybody, I think, is that you have a constant monetary commitment for everything. You have to pay your electric, you have to pay your water, you have to pay your rent. So
health insurance,
that shit, stupid shit like that. You got to pay for fucking gas, stuff like that gets in the way of everything because, like you're saying, it's you have to monetize everything, and art still shows through. Obviously, you know, you have. There's movies that come through that are fucking phenomenal. The Everything Everywhere All at Once movie was amazing. It was great. You have, you know, actual physical art like paintings and stuff like that, sculptures that still come through and they're still amazing. Art, like artists aren't dead.
Right.
But art as what it should be is dead. Because now even those people, when they're making these sculptures and they're making this art, they have to monetize it.
They have to monetize it. Yeah. So you're going to lose some value.
Yeah, and in music, you see it the worst because there's just too many bands that are fucking Papa Roach, you know, that are a metal band and they have the capability to write really good stuff. They could be amazing, but they have to what's popular right now? What are people liking right now?
Yeah.
And it destroys artistic vision.
And so that's a good thing. Back to Acid Bath. They weren't popular. They were just putting out shit.
Yeah, but I mean, they definitely were trying to make money on it. They were trying to make a living.
Yeah.
You know, so I think there may have still been some degree of what's popular and whatnot, but it seems if you listen to how the album's very inconsistent tonally, but very consistent in its message and its artistry. You know what I mean? And I guess that could be the death of them, but I look at stuff like Soundgarden. Soundgarden got so big with like Black Hole Sun is a weird and abstract song.
Yeah, it is.
Should not have fucking taken off like it did.
Right. There's a lot of that actually had gone.
And it still does. There's still songs these days that'll come out and you'll listen to it. It's a brand new song and you're like, wow.
Yeah, and people were just like, yeah. And do you not realize that you just listened to like Wet Ass Pussy and you were like, that is equal to the amount of artistry that this came out of?
Yeah. Like, dude, there's so let's talk about something, and this is gonna probably be interesting and a little controversial, but like Daft Punk, right? Obviously they make pop music.
Yeah.
I don't think they were trying to. I don't think they sat down and were like, what can we do that'll be big and will sell? I think they sat down, like we'll specifically look at like Get Lucky. You know what I mean? One of their new biggest song. I guess now it's like 10 years old, but you know what I mean? You know the song, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's beautiful. It's such a well orchestrated song. The instruments are playing stuff that isn't necessarily like difficult, but they're playing it good. There's so much feel in every aspect of it. The bass line that's in it is just, it's godlike, dude. You know, it's got a kind of like a disco drum beat thing going on where the drums are very simple. It's very, very tight in the pocket. But that's the thing, you know, is it has that same appeal of like a good funk drummer that's like super fucking in the pocket and it's played with 100% of emotion. I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Here's one. Fuck. NWA.
Yeah.
When they were not anything.
Yeah.
They were just fighting police brutality, right?
Oh, I mean, not just that. I mean, everything. There was a class
they
war.
were rebels.
Yeah.
They were rebels, right?
They were the punkest fucking thing that happened in the 90s.
That was the heart of the fucking music, and that is where it banged off. Then they come out with 100 Miles of Running, and I think it flopped. I'm not 100% sure, but that was the next album, right? I got it for like $1 at a record store. You know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever even heard it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so their first one is what they're known for. The first album they ever made.
I think NWA, and this is, white suburban kid of me, but it's Appetite for Destruction is just. I think about that song and I think about Ren, and I'm just like, that is NWA to me. That fucking anger and that, there's a great discourse in it.
I don't know. You know what is kind of weird? They had like the old school. I'm on the court, and then I'm dropping the ball. Like, I don't know. Like, they had some aspect of that, right? So when Ren is singing, he's like, he does Quiet on the Set, and it's a banger, but it has that like boom, bing, 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 bing.
Oh yeah,
it has that like phenomenal, right? But it has that like old school rhythm to it, where he sings it like before that. However, it was,
it's kind of G-funky, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I don't know if it like, but Ice Cube, his bars changed the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ren's bars, he had good bars like that, but
I just, dude, he
was
the
more
impact
rhythmic.
of his words are so impactful.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yeah. Have you heard Ren's solo stuff?
No.
It's not very good.
No.
It's never.
Producer makes or breaks it really big, I think, in rap. I mean, you can be a great lyricist and still be on a very wonk-ass fucking track and it not be good. And then on the vice versa, you can be a really poor lyricist, not very poetic, but still have a backing track that will make it. It'll make it.
Right. Know? Ren is going to come in here and kill me now.
Yeah, you're dead. I'm dead. Fucking... Man, I don't know. We went to that Ice Cube concert. That was the first time I'd ever gone to a rap concert.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably my fault because I'm just so used to metal concerts and the energy that's there. But it was a good show, I guess. Ice Cube's getting old. He's really fat.
Yeah.
Now I'm dead.
It was, now you're dead. I don't think Ice Cube is dead.
I think he fucking killed that goddamn sound guy.
He's behind the stage just choking the shit out of him.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then he comes back out like after the... Okay, we're good now. We got a new sound guy.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. And it's not just that. Like, I've gone to country concerts. Country concerts are the worst experience I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Worse than the Ice Cube one?
Yeah, I would much rather just be standing around a bunch of people who are all stoned and are just like vibing to the music and moving.
Yeah.
Than a country concert where I have 80 fucking drunken rednecks spilling beer on me.
Yeah.
And they want to fight me. And I would normally be okay with that at a concert, but this is not the kind of music I want to fight you. Come with me to the Gojira concert, buddy. Dump your beer on my balls and fucking.
I went to.
I'll suck you off.
One country concert, I think, before it was Miranda Lambert in Little Big Town, and we sat. Dude, okay, I'll tell you what. Concerts, I will not enjoy it unless I am semi close to the stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. I can't do sit down concerts.
It was a sit down concert, way in the back.
I'll have to tell you in a second. I'm not going to interrupt you, but I'm just a reminder. I have to tell you about the time I went to a Lamb of God and Slayer concert and had to sit down through the whole thing.
Yeah, fuck that. Oh, I'll tell you another one after that. There was, but anyway, the best thing about that concert was, like, I don't know, I was like 18 at the time, but everybody there was like a thick chick in some short, like Daisy Dukes.
Oh, yeah.
It was tight. It was good.
Yeah, you don't get that at Mastodon concerts. Every guy there looks like, it's all guys and they all look like me.
Yeah, that's rough.
And nobody's wearing deodorant.
No.
Like me.
No deodorant.
But yeah, dude, so I went with a good buddy of mine, the other Austin I know. Me and him went to, it was Behemoth, Lamb of God and Slayer. It was a Slayer's farewell tour thing. It was at an amphitheater. It was at St. Augustine Amphitheater. Why would they do that? Why would they? And we got paywalled to the pit. Just like what happened to us at fucking Gojira.
Oh, yeah.
But the difference was, unlike the amphitheater here, where there was enough room that we could make a pit. And it was a good fucking pit. Dude, at the amphitheater in St. Augustine, it's all concrete.
Yeah.
No dirt field. It's all concrete, and it's a fucking stadium, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, so the thing that sucks is it's got the fold-down fucking seats like at a ballpark.
Yeah.
And, there's always people would start standing up at their seats. So I just ended up having to stand in this little, like, 2x1 fucking box the entire set.
Yeah, fuck that.
And it was fucking Lamb of God, which at the time I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
And even now, I would love to go to their concert. They're so groovy and it's easy to move to, and it's a great vibe. They put on an amazing show. Randy's a piece of shit, but he's a great front.
So the one that I went to was Guns N' Roses and Hinder.
You couldn't pay me.
It was bad.
I bet it smelled like a fucking trailer park.
Guns N' Roses was bad. Hinder, I had never listened to them before. So, I don't know. They were all right. But
how many fucking old Trans Ams were in the parking lot?
I don't know. I don't think anybody was there. Like, I remember sitting down and watching Hinder, and there was nobody in the crowd.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then Guns N' Roses, and there was a bunch of people.
That's tough.
But we were on, like, okay. You know where we went to see the hockey game at the American Airlines?
Yeah.
We were in the top.
No.
We weren't at American Airlines, but we were where we sat in a place like that.
I would never go to a fucking concert that I'm that far away from the stage.
It was ridiculous.
Ever.
And I just did it again at the Journey and Toto concert. We were on the second.
That's the problem with stadium
and I was
shows.
Like, ugh.
I love small
awesome.
venues. Love small venues.
Yeah.
God, dude. I want you to put so many people in there that the fucking fire department's like, yo.
Yeah,
like too many people.
You can't do this anymore.
Yeah. And I think it's because I am a piece of shit and I enjoy mosh pits, but when it's a tight venue, dude, the walls around the pit are super stiff.
I think that you're not going to connect with the band. Like, there's no point in going to a live show unless you can connect with the band. So,
and I hate festivals too because they get like 45-minute set and they're like, okay, we got another one tomorrow. Come on, get off the stage. Come on, somebody who's more important than you is about to go on stage. Get off the stage.
Right.
And I'll tell you that the time that I noticed it the most was fucking Baroness. I saw Baroness at Rockville, and they put on an amazing show. They're Baroness. They do a good job. But then caught Baroness at 1904, small venue. So fucking good.
Yeah, way better.
They interact more with the audience. It's more personable. They have less stage that they have to try and fill with their presence so they can actually focus on putting on a good show.
Right.
And it's just... So,
then it's the small venues. That's where they put on the best show because you can see their personalities. It looks like they're just playing together in a fucking garage.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's the best.
89th too, dude. When we saw I Hate God there. God.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the second time I've seen them, and that was way better than the last time I saw them. Last time I saw them was at a venue that doesn't even exist anymore in Jacksonville. And it wasn't a bad spot. I've gone to shows there. Like, I went to a Yashira concert there, and it was fucking phenomenal. But it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't dirty enough for fucking I Hate God, you know?
Yeah, that's...
I think it might just be because we're in Oklahoma, but the crowds were different. Like here, it was just old greasy bikers and that one guy that had the Satanist jacket on. And in fucking Jacksonville, it's all the fucking hipsters that are there, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the sludge metal vibe there is completely different. I don't mind it at all. I love the music scene there, dude. It was so fun.
Fuck, dude, I wish I had,
they just weren't as angry.
Kept up the music scene. Well, I actually don't. The music scene in Oklahoma City it's I mean, I'm about to change it, dude. Like, I'm fed up.
Yeah, it is wonk, man.
It is whack.
I don't know. I just haven't seen any bands here yet that are local bands that have made me go, whoa, like the same way that, like, even in Valdosta, fucking
Youth or what?
You'll Never Die.
You'll Never Die.
Yeah, amazing. Love them.
Yeah, they're
Love
great.
them. And in Jacksonville's got so many good local bands. It's crazy. I mean, obviously, I already said Yashira, you know, like.
Yeah, so, Valdosta, they were very open. Like, you could have a shitty band and you were still a part of the system. You know what I mean? And you were welcome. Here, it's like a hierarchy. Like, The Tooth. They are probably in every band out here, but
they're actually phenomenal.
They're great. They're phenomenal. But like, if you don't think if you don't think the way they think, you're outed. You're not a part, like, because they own the scene. They've been in the scene for 5 years or 6 years. Yeah. They own the scene. You're outed. Nobody likes you in the scene.
I think it's an East Coast thing because Jacksonville and Valdosta were the same with how open it was, man. It was cool.
I mean, and then another thing is like you have a bad breakup with your girlfriend, and then now you can't play in a band here.
Yeah.
Because what?
I feel like that. I feel like that definitely happens anywhere because even in Valdosta, I heard a lot of chit chat about certain people like don't go to their show because they're a piece of shit.
Oh, I went to all the shows.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like the venues will not pick you up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's I think the biggest downfall with Valdosta is just wasn't enough. There wasn't a good venue.
Yeah.
Like Ashley Street was great. It was fun. Great.
It was good. Venue. Yeah, it was a good little startup venue for sure.
But like when I think of like Jacksonville had just had so many good venues, man.
And the DIY they did wonders for. I mean, we were in a small town. That's why.
Yeah. I know. But it was a college town. You would have thought.
Yeah, you would think.
But I guess it's old fucking slave owner money. That's all the place is. What's the guy's name?
I know you leave the town and it's like
he owns fucking everything in the town, including the police. And then you go on the outskirts of Valdosta, where I was living, Ray City. Fucking meth head dead in the parking lot at the Dollar General every week.
Bunch of plantation.
Yeah, dude.
Right? What is that one? That big plantation?
Dude, it was weird because there would be those like giant fucking gutted out school buses full of people. The migrant workers?
Yeah.
It was weird, man. They I know they never wanted to look at you. So I know people treated them bad out there. And it was just weird. Like, it just felt like, honestly, that I was still living in the 1800s when I lived there.
I don't know. Like,
and the cops were wonk, too.
The cops were fucking terrible.
Yeah, a guy had a Saline S550 or something like that. They had an actual fucking race car Mustang.
Yeah, so that's the guy who owns the cops, though.
I know.
And I guess they said he bought it for $1 or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like, he did it with taxpayer money or something.
No, I know. And then they wrecked it, and then they bought another one.
Yeah. The dude is rich. I'm sure he bought it himself.
I don't fucking care, dude.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
And like I said, you literally couldn't go anywhere in that town without seeing Langdale.
Yeah, it's Langdale. It was
the lumber mill, the fucking property where Lowe's was at, all the fucking truck stops, all the goddamn car lots that were out there.
Yeah.
Everything was Langdale.
Yeah.
And I don't like being in places like that where it feels like Boss Hogg from fucking Dukes of Hazzard type deal.
Right.
If one guy fucking can do whatever he wants. I'm not about that, man.
Yeah. Was Boss Hogg that he had horns on his car and everything?
Yeah, the white, it was a Cadillac Eldorado.
I saw one of those at a fucking, I think the Texas Roadhouse. It was the one next to your house.
I believe that.
I was like, what the fuck?
I think they had one on King of the Hill too for a while. I think Cotton drove it.
You know who had one was Vince McMahon from WWE or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
It's not Vince McMahon, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It's Vince?
Yeah,
okay.
He's the best bad guy ever.
Dude, he's great. He's so fun to hate. Hilarious.
It's so funny, too, because they came out with all that news about him. Like, I guess he was, like, extorting women for sex or something. And I was like, dude, that's totally on brand for him.
Yeah. There's one where it's Hulk Hogan. And he's pretending to be, like, Captain America or something.
Yeah.
And he's, like, got Vince on a fucking lie detector. And it goes, if it's wrong, like bing, if it's right. Yeah. Right. And he's like, "Are you a horny pervert piece of shit, bitch?" Or like, oh my god, he just lays into him, and he's just like, "No," and he's like, "Are you looking at naked old ladies?" Like, I swear to God, dude, that shit was wild,
dude.
He's like, "When's the last time you beat off?" Because whatever, and he's like, "I don't know, like a month ago," and he's like, "A week ago," and then he's like, "It was in the car on the way here."
The back of the bus. You hear about fucking Hulk Hogan beating off in the back of the bus?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did he do that?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. No, my favorite's the fucking, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
It was me." Yeah, dude, that guy's... Oh, and then Stone Cold, he fucking...
goes in the hospital. Ah! Fucking gets him when he's in the cast.
Fucking hell. But Stone Cold, he stunners the entire family. So he stunners Vince, and then he stunners like his son or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what their names are.
And then he stunners his wife. His wife comes out and he's like, you can't do that to my family. Boom, bam. No, actually, Stone Cold, the first thing he does is like, you want to suck on my dick? And she's like, ew, now. And then he's like, well, I thought you would say that. And then he fucking stunners her.
Nice.
So like, that's rough.
Oh, dude, fucking.
I mean, that shit was unhinged. Like not that long ago, it was unhinged. But now they're like on their P's and Q's.
Whose kid was it that got fucked a while back? Was it Goldberg or Brock Lesnar? One of them had brought their fucking child up, and they got in the ring, got fucked up. I think it was Roman Reigns got him.
Fuck, I don't know.
I saw something about it. It was pretty solid,
dude.
Has anybody ever told you look exactly like Brock Lesnar?
Yes, everybody in the fucking world has said that to me. And I'm like, dude, stop. I've gotten Big Sexy. Who is that? Kevin Nash. He's a big black guy. I'm not that. I've gotten that a bunch though. It's because my last name is Nash. Don't quote me.
My address is
unkill me.
I know that we have to end the podcast and all that, but what do you think would happen if we put a gorilla, a bum, and a horny duck in a cage? Okay, we'll find out next week. Bye, guys.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Obama.
Bacon cream pies in your mom's eyes. Bacon cream pies all the time.
My shoe.
I hate tomatoes, but I love ketchup.
Can't find it. I'm
That's
looking
just a
everywhere.
thing, and it's not even true.
Please,
My
I
taste
have to
will
drive
change when
home.
I think about you, and I have to say,
Have an
it
edible
was
earlier.
hard to leave you
I
alone.
think I'm gonna shit my pants.
Please, God, help me.